so welcome since I walked in. It's nice to see your beautiful masked faces. And I've been told I can ask you to sing with me. I know we got to sing in our masks. So if this is a call and response, I'll sing the line, then you sing the line, and we'll go from there. I'll sing, we have come here to love one another. You sing, we have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love show. Sing, we have come here to let our love show. We are family, we're sisters and brothers. We are family, we're sisters and brothers. And we carry this love everywhere that we go. We carry this love everywhere. Sing all that and we go. We have come here to love one another. You say, we have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love show. You say, we have come here to let our love show. We are family, we're sisters and brothers. We are family, we're sisters and brothers. And we carry this love everywhere that we go. And we carry this love everywhere that we go. Second part, we carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love everywhere that we go. Say it. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love. Carry this love everywhere that we go. We have come here to love one another. You say, we have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love show. We have come here to let our love show. We are family, we're sisters and brothers. We are family, we're sisters and brothers. And we carry this love everywhere that we go. And we carry this love everywhere that we go. We carry this love all together. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love everywhere. Last line. We carry this love everywhere that we go. One more time. We carry this love everywhere that we go. Beautiful. Thank you.
Wow. Well, welcome and good morning to everyone and Gary Lynn Floyd who opened us today. And we are here to welcome you and to enjoy our service, our guest speaker and our associated director. I am Margie Luxfeld. I am a licensed practitioner here at SAC CSL. I will be holding a sacred space for the service today. And I'd like to introduce Reverend Patricia, our Associated Minister and the Education Director of our center. She indeed is a licensed master teacher. Personally, I'll keep it short, Reverend Patricia. I love her authenticity, her genuineness, her spiritual conviction. Her homemade recipe is freely shared with all. She helps me see God in me. And welcome again. And you're welcome to turn off your video and change your username. And this service will be recorded. And now please check out, when you can, check out our wonderful website. We built it specially for our members and for our viewers. And it's a wonderful website. It carries everything we do and that we're involved in. And please join us and send your friends and learn about us because we're great. And you can donate there as well. Thank you. In February, is the book of the month is Radical Forgiveness by Colin, I can't see his last name, Tippling. And I haven't read it, but I'm whatever we offer goes to your soul. So please check it out. Thank you. And now let me introduce my fellow practitioner, Linda Conley. I'd like to read a quote by Martin Luther King that expresses my feelings for Linda, for she is a center service person. Not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great, because greatness is determined by service. And I give you Linda Conley, practitioner.
Well, thank you, Marjorie, for that beautiful introduction. It's moved my heart, so thank you for that. And so now, in this moment, let us kind of just breathe in with the breath of life. That breath of life that sustains us. It's the breath of life, of the divine essence that is the creator of all creation. It is that breath of life that moves us, carries us. It is that breath that is the spark that is within us. And it is that spark of life that is the expression, the individualized and personified expression of the divine essence of God in, through, and each, and through, in, through, and each, in, through, and as each one of us here. I'll get this shit. And I am so grateful. I am so grateful to be here today, to be a part of this service, to be moved and to discover and explore the essence of me as an individualized expression of this divine essence. And it is that calling for each one of us here, that connection that has brought us here and brought us to the teachings of Ernest Holmes, to explore and discover that unique connection, that unique expression, that light that is in us. To discover and explore and let it shine forth as that divine essence, as God. And today we'll be guided through the readings that will follow this invocation. Our hearts and our souls will be opened, moved, and danced by that beautiful voice and the gift of Gary Lynn Floyd. And that will set the stage for the divine downloaded message of Patricia Van Workum, Reverend Patricia Van Workum, who brings it all together for us in this beautiful message of discovering that light within us that shines forth, and just exploring that. And I am so excited, and I'm so grateful for all the people behind the scenes. I am so grateful for all those that are here. I'm grateful for those on Zoom and who will see us on YouTube to listen to this beautiful message of today, to explore that wonder of life as we are that individualized expression of that life. And I just breathe in this love and this gratitude and anchor by saying, and so it is. In our readings, we believe that spirit is embodied in everyone, and that we are all embodiment of the one spirit. Ernest Holmes, what we believe. There is a part of you that is love itself, and that is what we must fall into. There is nothing to prove and nothing to protect. I am who I am, and it is enough. Richard Rohr. When the eye is not blocked, the result is vision. When the mind is not blocked, the result is wisdom. And when the spirit is not blocked, the result is love. That's a Chinese proverb. Wow. And so with that, I have such the honor of introducing Gary Lynn Floyd. He is a wonder, he is a gift, he is the divine expression of that light, that individualized expression of light and love of God. He is an American singer, songwriter who connects straight to the heart of what he does and lifts us up and lifts up a room with his inspirational lyrics and his soulful style. That's what it says on his webpage. But he is so much more to us here at SAC CSL and to the Centers for Spiritual Living. Gary's music has touched so many people in our teaching, and we are so blessed to have this amazing musician live just over the hill in the Reno area. Gary is a catalyst for positive change and raises the collective vibration through his music and his welcoming presence on stage. So please welcome me and please join me in welcoming this beautiful soul to our stage here at SAC CSL.
It's a lot to live up to.
You do it beautifully.
It's an oldie but a goodie. Behold, the kingdom of God is within you. Not just a place to get into someday far away. Be bold. It's something that you can tap into, a strength that'll help you to get through each day by faith. Oh, oh, behold, believe the kingdom of God is at hand. Within each woman and man, believe, receive the truth that is setting you free. The miracle in you release, receive and realize. Open your eyes, behold. The kingdom of God is within you. It's not just a place to get into someday far away. Oh, people, it's something that you can tap into, a strength that'll help you get through each day by faith. Oh, oh, behold. Somehow, reach down inside you and find a love that's been there all the time. Somehow, right now, somebody's broken and sad. They need you to give what you
We are so lucky to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gary's very special to my heart. I don't know how many of you were here for my ordination ceremony, but frankly, it was normally an ordination ceremony, there's a whole lot of conversation and talk about the person being ordained. Nah, I had Gary sing. You and Laura Berman came and sang and played, and you were just the heart. Well, welcome again. And I'm so glad to see you. And I'm so glad that those of you on Zoom are here also to join us. We have a couple of people out sick today. And so I know I've seen their faces on Zoom, so I know they're with us, and it's just wonderful. It's a new month. And I gotta say, I am so in love with this month's theme. Now, the overall theme for 2022 is living everyday wonder. Isn't that a fabulous thing to do? To think about living every day in wonder. This month, the focus is on an inner life, your inner life, my inner life. Not some abstract, someone else's. This is about your inner life. And the actual title is, Can I See God in Me? Okay. Now, the simple answer is yes, of course you can. But it's a trick question. It's the kind of teacher asks you to see if you've been paying attention. Now, I want to address this question from two very different points of view. The first is very global, very intellectual. It provides context. It's one of those big ideas. The second approach is going to be very grounded, and it's about why we frequently don't see God as ourselves. So if you're one of those folks who like it simple and straightforward and direct, hang in there. I promise I will get to you. But big picture first. Judge Thomas Troward, who is one of the most brilliant minds upon which all of New Thought as a mental science is based. He has an incredibly elegant and detailed 10-page logical argument about why life came into existence and its purpose. I'm going to attempt to explain that in the equivalent of a couple of paragraphs, maybe 5 minutes. So let's all take a deep breath and dive in. According to Troward, the gospel according to Troward, there is an originating mind that existed before space and time came on the scene, and its singular, recognizable quality was beingness. While it would become the source of all life and all form and all thought, initially, it just was. No beginning, no definition, it just is pure being. The essence of all that would be, potential. Very peaceful and harmonious, no doubt. But also seems to me, and apparently did, pointless and boring over the long haul. So it changed. Within this original mind, this pure beingness, came the original polarity, universal spirit and universal substance, essentially a knower and something to be known. Now, we know the terms spirit and substance. Spirit is that which is the source of all ideas, aka infinite possibilities. And substance is the stuff that makes up everything, quantum level stuff, atoms, electrons, molecules. Again, the generally accepted purpose of this initial polarity was to create a knower, spirit. and a known substance and form. So with initial creation, also known as Genesis or the Big Bang, this one can now know itself as galaxies and planetary systems and plants and animals and ecosystems and humans. Please note that evolution has resulted in increasingly complex organisms or forms and systems, as we refer back to our original terminology, of which humans seem to be the most complex in terms of intelligence, self-awareness, and what we generally refer to as consciousness. Now, this is particularly as compared to plants and insects, okay? We do seem to be the top of that level of complexity of evolution. Now, the best spiritual minds and a host of mystics describing their direct experience over the last 2,000 years have concluded that the purpose of this whole exercise is for a self-aware creation to, in some true sense, go beyond itself and realize that what it actually is the original mind in form. Now, let me do a simple word substitution. Let's use divinity for original mind and human for form. With that substitution, what we get is that we are divinity in a human form. Yep. And the purpose of being human is to remember, to rediscover our own divinity. So why is, can I see God in me, a trick question? Because seeing God in ourselves is the purpose of human life, the purpose of your life. You are the originating mind knowing itself. And you do that by living your life and making this discovery consciously and independently. No one can do it for you. We're all in this together. And the concept of free will says this is always an option and that we are always at choice, as Linda loves to say, as to how our spiritual journey unfolds. So that's big picture and context. And I did it in just over 5 minutes. I think I deserve a round of applause. Who said short was extra fast? Now, approach number 2. The small everyday picture is really a reframe of the original question. It's not, can I see God in me? But why don't I see God in myself? I want to go back to the Chinese proverb that was one of our readings and kind of use it as a map, since the proverb starts with vision and our question is about seeing. So it begins, when the eye is not blocked, the result is vision. So what blocks our vision? The fact that we're born into a human body, and that's who we think we are. Or more specifically, we think that being human is all that we are. But this is good. We don't want to start a spiritual journey with mysticism and grand philosophies. We must start right here where we are in a world that does not work for everyone. And often we started in families that did not work for us. Anybody resonate with that? The spiritual path lies in what we do about a family that does not work for us. Living in a world that does not work for everyone. Let me say that again. The spiritual path lies in what you do about a family that does not work for you, in a world that does not work for everyone. Can we move from a position of seeing ourselves as a victim of circumstances to seeing ourselves as a cause and co-creator of our own lives? Yes. Can we come to see that everything is done by people just like us? People who are scared, just want to be loved, and have some semblance of control in their lives. Just like we want to be loved and have some semblance of control in our lives. Can we gain understanding and compassion and learn to forgive others and ourselves? Yes. Can we open our hearts and our minds to new ways of thinking and perceiving? Can we see that there is more to life than what we feel with our five senses? More than what we learned in our families of birth? Yes. This seeing is the beginning of true vision, or what the Buddhists might call right seeing. It's also the beginning of the ongoing work of transformation that is the spiritual journey. All this is the daily work of seeing the world and all of its inhabitants as whole in their individuality and as part of the one whole. The originating part of the originating whole. The second line of the proverb is, when the mind is not blocked, the result is wisdom. Humans have very good minds, strong intellects, and we value left brain, logical, analytical, and rational ways of making sense of the world. We have perfected that in the scientific method, and boy, has it done us proud. We have achieved a great deal through this left brain, logical, analytical, scientific approach to life. But as Richard Rohr said, wisdom is not the result of mental effort. It is a way of being whole and fully open to a knowing that is more than rational thought alone. We are more than rational left brain logic. As valuable as that is, it is only part of the picture. Much of recent neurological and psychological research has validated that right brain knowing that is contextual and emotionally intelligent is as important, if not more important, and increasingly more relevant to being fully human. It's not enough to be smart. We need wisdom to see beyond the current situation, circumstances, and conditions. I keep returning to Einstein's quote, especially now that I discovered it has a second part. Okay. You cannot solve a problem from the same consciousness that created it. You have to learn to see the world anew. You know how often it says in the Bible, repent, repent? Do you know that's a mistranslation? That what the Bible was trying to say, what Jesus was trying to say, was think differently, think anew. What a difference that makes, doesn't it? To learn to see anew is wisdom. And gaining wisdom has always been part of the spiritual journey. Our task, our challenge, is to integrate right and left brain functions, integrate reasoning with what we have learned from our own personal experience along the spiritual journey of transformation. Now, the final line of the proverb is, and when the spirit is not blocked, the result is love. When I teach about the chakra system, I teach that when the heart opens, the upper chakras have a chance and the opportunity to become balanced with the lower chakras. Now, the second chakra is all about relationships and part of being in the whole of that web of relationships. And the sixth chakra is the third eye. And it's the second and sixth that need to come into balance through the heart. And when those two energy centers balance, it is the birth of compassion. Truly seeing how everything, all life is related. Seeing the importance and the necessity for understanding and forgiveness. Seeing that the oneness that we come from is now and has always been present in each of us. And to see that is to see love. It is to become love. And so we see love in ourselves and we see it in others. It is this compassion, this true seeing that connects us and opens us to allow spirit to flow effortlessly and gracefully through us and out into the world. Now, to connect back to our themes, if we are to sustainably live in everyday wonder, we need to nurture and grow our inner life, as it is this inner life that will support and sustain our spiritual journey. So I love that we're going to spend the month of February talking about this inner journey. The inner life begins by unblocking our eyes and gaining vision. It begins by understanding that we do not have to be victims in a world that does not currently work for us. It begins by proactively accepting responsibility for our actions and the words that come out of our mouths. When we become aware of what we think, how we speak, how we feel, and how and why we act, we will be aware that we actually are in control of our own life. We are what we think, and we have built our life with our thoughts and our beliefs, our ideas about ourselves, the world, and God. If you want to know more about how this works, the practical nitty-gritty of this, I strongly urge you to take class. Sunday is not enough. We offer classes that are, and you can get classes online through CSL. And almost every center of spiritual living has classes online these days. There is an incredible richness available. This is my plug as Director of Education. If you have any questions, if you want a resource, please talk to me. Okay. In daily life, we are always projecting what we carry inside. We project our beliefs and understanding of ourselves and the world. Our life is our mirror. We see the world through ourselves. As they say, I think this is from Holmes, we do not see things as they are, but as we. So if we love, respect, treat ourselves well, then love, respect, and good treatment from others will come back to us. In other words, when we see God in ourselves as ourself, we will see it in our world. Now, I know it's tradition for speakers to start their talk with a story. Lord knows I'm not traditional. So I'm going to end this talk with a story. Okay. Most of us have heard the story of Moses and the burning bush that identified itself as the I am. Okay. Well, in our story, a well-read and well-trained science of mind student made their transition and arrived at the gates of heaven, knocked 3 times, and they heard the voice of God asking, "Who are you?" And they confidently answered, "I am." There was a pause. And God says, "I'm sorry, heaven's full. There's no room for you. Come back another time." Very confused, the student returns to earth and meditates for a long time on the answer that they received until they become even more convinced of their identity. So they go back, and again, they knock on heaven's gate 3 times. And again, they hear the voice of God asking, "Who are you?" And they robustly answer, "I am." And God says, "I'm so sorry, but heaven's full. There's no room for you. Please come back another time." So very, very discouraged. The student returns, depressed, hopeless, and finally remembers to go back to meditate and meditate even more deeply on the answer that they received until a new awareness arises from within. And for the third time, they arrive at the gates of heaven and they knock 3 times and again hear the voice of God asking, "Who are you?" This time they answer, "You are." And the gates of heaven opened wide, and God said, "There was no room for me and someone else." The lesson of the story is that you are not separate from God. You are what you are looking for. It's within you, and it is all of life. We are the one. Please join me now in prayer. In this knowing of the one, this originating cause, this source that is all, I live and I breathe. To quote Mechthild of Magdeburg, "A fish cannot drown in water. A bird does not fall in air. In the fire of creation, gold does not vanish. The fire brightens. And each creature God made must live in its own true nature. How can I resist my nature that lives in oneness with God? I live in oneness in God. And I speak my word for all that are here and listening. And I know that being one in God, as God, means that that flow of spirit flows through my mind, flows through my heart, and flows through my body. Every cell wakes up and remembers the original pattern of perfection. Whatever illusion of disease, be it cancer or COVID or the common cold, every cell remembers, every muscle, every bone remembers the original pattern of perfection that it is. And vibrant health is mine. The abundant flow of spirit is in all of my affairs: financial, relationship, creativity, all of it rests, rides, glides on the flow of love, on the flow of the nature of the one. I open my heart and my mind to these truths. And I give my word to the law that can only say yes. And join with me in saying, so it is. And now we have the supreme pleasure of listening to Gary Lynn Floyd.
Everything beneath the sun breathes like a harmonium. Pure perfection has begun, shining like a midnight sun. Out of darkness I have come. I see God in everyone. Let me be an instrument, guided by an heaven sent. May these grapes of pain ferment, alchemize to love's content. Ever be a sacrament, knowing God is my intent. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. Oh God, I feel you all around. Oh, how you astound me with your grace. Rolling like a thundercloud, let me live my love out loud, standing for mankind and proud, baptized in a holy shroud. Peace be still and know me now, God is in all I have found. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. Oh God, I feel you all around. Oh, how you astound me with your grace. Spinning like prayer fields, turning like Ezekiel's wheels. Nothing like a kiss seals the spirit I've become. Knowing what I'm here for, rolling on to distant shores, flowing from the infinite, God in everyone. Out of darkness I have come. I see God in everyone.
Yeah. Sorry, I was so caught up in the music, I forgot I was on. So this is our offering time. And I'm sure that anybody that was here today must feel like they've been given to and received. Through that beautiful message, through the music, like I said, he opens and moves our, and dances our soul. And so in that, we are now offering you the time, or the opportunity, I guess, for you to give. You can give 3 different ways. You can give through the website at www.csl.org. You can use PayPal, credit card, Square, multiple ways. Or you can send a check at the address, I believe that's shown on the screen. And you can also find it on our website.
For those in house?
Oh, and for those in-house, I forgot all about that, it's been so long. What did I say? I'll have to do that for this. And with that, here is our abundance affirmation. So I guess we can say it together. And those on Zoom, unfortunately, you'll still be muted. Well, do they need? Yes, they do. Okay. So this is our abundance affirmation. Abiding by the law of circulation and in heartfelt gratitude, I affirm that I live in a creative and abundant universe that continuously flows in, through, and out as me, expressing as the ever-expanding infinite good, and so it is. Yes. And so just remember, prayer requests, you can do them via chat, we can do them, send them to the website, and please stay with us after fellowship, if you so desire. And now for our announcements. So we have, I want to say thank you to our outreach committee. They have just been busy, I tell you. Supporting and gathering and organizing for our support of Heart's Winter Sanctuary, which is providing, so we'll be delivering or serving food tomorrow night. I can't remember the name of the center, I apologize.
Antelope Road Christian Fellowship.
Antelope Road Christian Fellowship. And so we will be serving food in love and gratitude for those that just need a helping hand. So they'll be going to the center, that church. We'll be feeding them, there'll be a place for them to sleep, they'll be having showers, and it's all done so graciously, lovingly, and safely. You know, everybody wears a mask, we have our gloves on, we're 6 feet apart, and we can still do that from that inner light within us that shines with the love and gratitude as we serve. Because that is what we are here for. That's what I am here for, is to serve. To serve that spirit that is within me and in each and every one, regardless of our circumstance and our condition. So thank you. All the people like Connie and so many people who have supported us, even though they won't be there tonight, they have given, the Coltons have given dishes or paper plates and whatnot. Connie has made bread. So many people have contributed to the support of those who need a helping hand tomorrow night. So I want to warmly with just heartfelt gratitude. Thank you. Thank you for all that support. This Monday is, right, this Monday is our,
I know it says second and fourth, but it's going to be tomorrow.
it's going to be tomorrow. Because Reverend Patricia will not be here, and so the following Monday, so she's moved it up for tomorrow. Just the way things go. So it will be her busy hands, warm hearts at her home. And also I would like to invite everyone to Reverend Patricia's. We're having a birthday celebration for Marty and Erica, who have had their birthdays about a week apart. So we'll be going to Reverend Patricia's where we can celebrate
Cake and ice cream,
with
yay!
cake and ice cream, and Reverend Patricia made the cake, so you know how delicious it's gonna be, right?
And it'll be outside.
Yes, and it'll be outside, be safe, but we can honor the gift of the birthdays of Erica and Marty.
When?
And
Did you say when?
after at what, 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
1 o'clock. Okay. So I want to thank our YouTube audience for subscribing to our channel and for your generous donations. And now for our affirmation, our gift to you for the week. The spirit within me is God. That spirit is perfect. And isn't that so true? And so with all of that, I would like to close with our benediction. That spirit within us that expresses in, through, and as us as love. That is what we will take out with us today. Through our day, throughout our week, throughout our month, throughout our lives. Is just honoring that gift that we bring, that gift of God as light, that divine essence that is in and through us individually, connecting to that spark, that light in each and every one of creation, period. And I am so grateful. I am so grateful for the gift of being, for the gift of expressing, for that gift and that freedom to be me. And that is the same gift that each and every one of us has, is that gift to explore and express as us, as the beautiful gifts that we are. And so with that, I anchor this by saying, and so it is.
This is my benediction. Oh, thank you so much for having me this morning. It's just been a pleasure. It's nice, just come over the mountain and I'm here, even before I get to Sacramento. So thank you for having me. I'd like to leave you with this blessing this morning, and I'll sing a line, you sing a line again. And it goes like this. Love be with you, love be with you, peace enfold you, peace enfold you, spirit lift you, spirit lift you, breathe it in, breathe it in, truth come through you, truth come through you, make good flow to you, make good flow to you. Let joy renew you, let joy renew you, till we meet again, till we meet again. Love be with you. let me take your past and set it free. Share this blessing and love be with you. Peace enfold you, Spirit lift you, breathe in to come through you, good go to you, let joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, 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 love be with you. Yeah, I love you.